Hello everyone and welcome to another Transformers review. In today's video I'm taking a look at the LG EX Big Powered box set. Now, when I first got back into collecting, when I'd literally just finished on the Brave and Aldebaran wagon, I absolutely adored the look of the original Takara Big Powered set, but yeah, it's something that's always been vastly out of my reach. It's a very expensive set to try and get a hold of on the aftermarket, and when this was announced I thought, yes, it's not exactly the same, but it's close enough to kind of tick all of those nostalgia boxes. Now, this set still comprises of Roadfire, Sonic Bomber and Dai Atlas, and they're done using the likes of the power of the Primes, Combiner Wars, that style of figure, only resculpted, remolded and retooled into what you see before you. Love the packaging, definitely has that huge Japanese nostalgia vibe going on about it, and even the text across the top, very much like we got with Transformers Zone, which is where we first see Dai Atlas in his cartoon form. And here we have them out of their plastic prison. They all came packaged in a big plastic clamshell in their vehicle mode. So you have to apply the wings to Dai Atlas. They literally just plug in, as do the weapons as well. Now let's take a look at Sonic Bomber first, as he's the closest. Yes, these are quite substantially different to their original counterparts, size being one of the biggest differences, and secondly they all come with headmasters now as well, something that was never part and parcel of the originals, but I'm okay with that. You know, it's kind of in keeping with what we're getting from Takara and Hasbro at the moment. It's not a bad jet mode. I just wish I would love to have had the G1 toys with us here to compare, but unfortunately that's never going to happen. You know, pretty much what you would come to expect. And there's our head. Nicely painted, actually. The LG figures from Takara, they always seem to make a little bit more effort in terms of paint in comparison to their colleagues over at Hasbro. Now, each one of these figures comes with their separate instruction manual, but not only is it an instruction manual, but it also doubles up as a comic. Now, the artwork's not the most advanced. It's somewhat cartoony, I guess. Can't say I'm a huge fan of the animation style. Right, now let's start off with transforming this into his base. You want to remove the gun from the top. These legs are going to separate, and the arms are going to come out like so. These detach, and these come down like so. These parts here flip like so, and same with this side. Just bring that down and that flips. These rotate around. The waist then drops like so. I'm going to rotate this top part around like so, and open up the canopy section here, and then we can bring the gun down, and that's just going to tab in like that, and that's the base mode. Next up we have Roadfire. I actually filmed all of this once already and forgot to press record. What a rookie mistake. Roadfire, I've actually got that attached to the wrong point now. I think that's meant to go like that, but as you can see, his pilot is just sitting in there watching us again, like we got with Sonic Bomber. Nice little happy dude with a pretty decent head sculpt. This guy just sits inside this kind of turret section at the top, watching the world go by. We've got treads and we've got these wheels at the back. Now to get him transformed up into his base, so you want to just disengage these legs, and they are going to extend and extend like so, and these face inwards and inwards like this. This comes up. These are going to fold up to the side. The arms come out and they are actually on a hinge, so you can work those down like this. The legs then come upwards and upwards like this. You have to adjust these slightly so it doesn't fall over. This tab at the back here, going to flip up like this, so this can come up and over and uses it for balance. And then we bring in this cannon piece and that actually just sits on top. Yeah, that again is another base mode. Do you ever get the impression that maybe, just maybe a little bit, that they are clutching at straws for these third modes? I mean, nothing tabs in at all, but I guess it looks okay. I guess it's very kind of MicroMaster-ish. Next up we have Dai Atlas, personally my favourite of the three, mainly because of his bot mode, and he was the one I always wanted when I was younger as well. Now officially he has a fourth mode, I think, again really kind of clutching at straws. You want to just move these arms out, they position upwards, this comes out, and again that positions upwards, these flip down to the sides, and as if by magic we have a tank mode. Yes, that is actually a mode apparently. But let's remove the gun and let's remove these wings just for now. Right, you want to untab this waist piece like so. These are going to split like this, and then they're going to unfold all the way down. These rotate, come out to the side and bend, and then you want to just bring these toes upwards and upwards again. Now we do have these small accessory parts on either leg, so again with this side you want to extend, bring this out, bring this down, lift up this maintenance bay section, this piece and this piece. Now come around to this back panel. This is going to drop down for now. The arms are going to come around and you want to extend those down, and again bring that around and extend that down. This piece here flips down, this flips down, and at the same time you want to flip this spiked piece outwards like so. Come around to the wings and then plug them in like so, and then bring this piece down, which acts as a stabilizer in theory, he says. Still doesn't really want to hold together at all, but we then get to put the gun into that crotch hole, and there we go. Now we have Dai Atlas in his base mode. You know, that's probably the strongest of the three base modes, but even then it's a little bit rubbish still, a bit, isn't it? But yep, that is Dai Atlas's base mode. Like I said, I think they're clutching at straws with some of these alt modes. I think they're giving us a good figure. I just think they're trying to get too much from the said figure as well. I like how he looks in his robot mode. I don't think we necessarily need these base modes. You need a robot mode, a vehicle mode, and that fully combined mode. But again, this is a big nod to the original toy. Now from here, let's just remove these wing sections and put these pieces back down, and remove this crotch pan, the crotch gun, like so. The feet are going to stay out, but we're going to move these toe tabs down, like so. The legs are going to flip around, like so, and again around like so. That fills up. Bring those down and rotate them around. Again on this side, rotate and bring that down. This panel piece comes down over the chest. This waist panel section here is going to compress. There we go. Make sure you lock that waist panel in. This backpack piece is going to come back. We're going to need to make sure that we remove our pilot like so. Bring this backwards. The head rotates around. Bring in our headmaster. Slide him inside the helmet section and then bring over this crest, locking that down on top. Come to these arms and then holding this tab underneath, you want to just bring those arms forwards. His toes rock fully up to the front and fully up to the front, and then bring those heel spur sections back down. He's already got such an amazing bricky look about him, hasn't he? This piece just flips up like so, and then you want to turn these wings around with the logo facing upwards. You want to bring those in on either side, bring that in, bring that in like that, and then we can bring in his gun and place it in his hand, and that is a pretty decent version of Dai Atlas. Now he's a little bit wibbly wobbly around the waist, and he's very hollow on his legs, but display wise he looks very similar to his G1 counterpart. I like him. I like him a lot. He hasn't got that overall heft that we get with the likes of Overlord or Sky Shadow, but he's not bad. He's not bad at all. And I mean, he has ankle pivots as well, so we can get a really nice stance on there. The head rotates enough on that axis. We've got some rotation on those arms. They can come out on the shoulders, rotation on the bicep, bend on the elbow, rotation on that waist, a small abdominal crunch due to that joint. And we've got legs that can come forwards, backwards, out to the side, upper thigh rotation, and a nice bend on that knee. So he's a pretty dynamic looking rendition. Now let's see how the others look. Let's do Roadfire next, shall we? As he's already kind of half transformed. In fact, they're all kind of both half transformed. Let's bring those legs down, bring those feet down as well. This is going to transform because that's going to form the waist there. This back panel rotates all the way around like this. This then pushes down and tabs into position. We have hands hidden away inside these arms. We'll flip those down like so. And down like so, closing off. Extend these arms outwards, and then these just rock backwards on those arms. This piece here comes across and tabs into the chest. Make sure that these legs are fully tabbed in, and then close off the backs of those thighs. He's starting to really take shape and look nice, isn't he? We can then get our headmaster out, transform him up. Most complex transformation ever. I want to just tab him in. There we go. And then place said weapon in his hand. There we go. It's a little bit stumpy. I believe he's a remold of, is it Twin Twist or somebody like that? But really kind of heavy duty guy. Definitely looks the part. Adore the coloration. 2 out of 3. And finally, it's Sonic Bomber's turn. Let's close this off. Remove this. He is in essence Combiner Wars aerial bot. So the transformation is pretty much the same. So let's bring those legs down. We're basically already there with the legs. Rotate those thighs and rotate the thighs so that he has these nice pointy shoes at the front of his legs. The arms can come up and rotate around. Again on this side, bring that up and rotate it around. This back panel piece is going to come up. Front wheel section folds inwards. This collapses down like this. We have his hands that can fold outwards and hands that can fold out like so. Again, really loving the colours on here. We can transform up his head like so. Tap that in. There we go. That's a nice, really nice look for him. And then he's got his pistol that he can hold as well. See, I really love how he looks. That's really is a good look for him. Huge nostalgia feels from there. Now, you know what? I think they look pretty decent for a show that lasted an episode. Bridged the gap between Transformers and Braves. I think they look good enough and passable. There's a lot of fans out there that love their Japanese series, and I, for one, definitely could not afford the official original figure. I know they done a C888 KO of Dai Atlas back in the day. I mean, if anybody's selling that and it's not super floppy and is affordable, then maybe hit me up, but I physically cannot afford any of those originals. I just can't. I know I spend a lot of money on toys. I sell a lot of toys. My collection is ever changing. I'm a toy fosterer. I'll say that once, I'll say it again. My collection always changes. At the end of the day, I've got bills to pay at home as well, so toys do come second. And I could never just lay down. I think it's about $1,200 at the moment for the set, and if you find it for a good price, that's ridiculous. That's a lot of money. My first car was $300. So now I just want to bring this to your attention before you go out and spend money on a set like this, because it wasn't cheap. You have to bear in mind that this is a deluxe figure. So we are in essence getting 2 deluxes and the leader class for that price. So just bear that in mind. Yes, they have very good paint applications. They're really nice remolds. They clutch at straws of some of their alt modes, and they do bear striking resemblance to their original counterparts, but bear in mind they are just a leader and 2 deluxes. Now, with that being said, I thoroughly love them. Let's get them finally just transformed up into their final form, which is of course the big powered combination. So let's compress those arms back in, close those off, bring these around like so. Open up the backs of the legs, compress. These are going to slide back down like so, and then bending this at this hinge, rotate this outer panel around, make sure that the waist collapses down, and this is going to tab back in like so. This is all tabbed in nicely, and this time, rather than coming down, this is going to rock backwards and just sit on the top here. Transform them back, disengage the head. It's going to come down, it's going to come up, disengage the waist section. These are then going to rock up like so. So again, with this side, this is going to rotate and rock like this. These guns intertwine at the back there. We can then bring the cockpit section up, and these arms are going to drop down, and they are just going to tab in on there. And again, up here, it's going to drop down, and that will tab in up like so, and then underneath here as well, just making sure that's perfectly straight like so. There we go, that's the jet mode. And get the gun and just place it on the underside like that. And finally, let's transform up Dai Atlas. Slide those fists back inside those arms, remove his head. That's going to come back down. This is going to come out and down. This will come up. These wings can be removed like so. Close off those arms. Make sure that this is flat. Make sure this comes up, and then bring this panel back up like so and like so. Bring these parts around and down, around and down, tabbing those in. Rotate the legs outwards. This is going to come all the way around, and then this panel here will disengage from the waist. You want to do that by giving that a tug like so. That comes up. This one comes up and over. They're going to push and tab in. This will then rotate around, rock. They push and lock in like this. Now from here, come around to this. You want to flip this panel outwards. We have this tab here. That's going to tab in to that nose cone section like so. Looking at the top here, you want to bring this tail fin down. That now gives us a tab piece for the top, so that this can tab in using that connector like so. That then comes down and like so. Then place this gun on the inside of there like that, and then this is going to sit there like that. And there we have the big powered alt mode. It's not bad. It holds together pretty well, and it bears more than a striking resemblance to the original piece as well. It rolls pretty well actually, considering that there's a lot of kind of balance just on the bottom of Dai Atlas. I suppose we could bring the front landing gear section down as well, and of course we do have a port here, a port here, and a port here if you choose to have your pilots riding as well. So there we go. That is all of the combined modes for the big powered box set. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Personally, I still think these are slightly pricier than what people are going to want to pay. It's a smaller market. It's definitely a much smaller market, but there's definitely a market for them nonetheless. Until next time, for myself and the big powered box set consisting of Dai Atlas, Sonic Bomber and Roadfire, thanks for watching. Goodbye.